Hi there, I'm Deeparma. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share a little story about how I started watching English content, who suggests it to me, how I got the idea. So in this video I'm going to talk about. But first, I want to say something. If you hear some background noise, so please ignore this. This noise comes from to the temple because my house is very close to the temple. So of course the noise is too loud. So please ignore this background noise and I hope this noise doesn't affect in my video. So let's get started. When I was around 14, 15, I had a dream of speaking English, but I didn't had a plan for learning. I wanted to speak English, but I didn't know how to start. Whenever I saw someone speak English, I used to imagine myself speak English too. I spoke English a little, but in my English classroom. Otherwise, when I went outside the classroom, I went back to my native language. Even though I wasn't seriously learning English at that time, I would speak English a little just for fun. Sometime when I was alone in my room, I would take my English book and read out loud. I would stand in front of the mirror and pretending that I giving speeches, I'm teaching a student. I wasn't doing it as a serious practice. I was doing just for fun. Because I like imitating. I always imitating to my English teachers. That's why. And nothing that I'm practicing and improving my English. No, it's just for fun. That's where I start. But I'm aware of this thing that this is also part of learning. I'm just doing, it's just fun because I enjoy doing them. And I also want to share something very interesting. When I was very addicted to watching cartoons, sometimes I watch on television, sometimes I watch in my dad's phone. Because I don't know, I like very much. I always watching them. And sometimes I ask my sister to give it me phone watching, but she didn't allow me. I don't know why. She's always fighting with me. She's very bad. Okay, anyways, that was the reason I was always waiting when my dad came and I take his phone and watch the cartoons. And guess what? What I watch? I usually watch cartoons, I mean Hindi cartoons, but when I switched Hindi to English, even I didn't realize it. But at that time when I started watching English cartoon, I really enjoy them. I didn't realize that they could help me improve my English. I was watching just because I like it. I like the story, I like the character, and I like the way they spoke. I like everything about the stories. I really enjoyed watching them. I wasn't thinking I'm watching this improve my English. No, I simply watching them because I like them. After watching this cartoon for some time, I started thinking about if I wanted to speak English, how would I speak? Because watching cartoons are fun, but if I learn, have daily conversation, how would I learn? And where I find? I didn't know about anything. And one day I was scrolling through Facebook because I had recently created account and I started watching English content on my feed. I didn't even search for it. It just started appearing. And I remembered that. I was very happy at that moment. I was thought, wow, that's exactly I was looking for it. So I started watching those videos. Regularly, I never skip any day. And sometime I understood everything, sometime I understood a little, but I still kept watching them. I didn't stop every few seconds and translate the word meaning. No, I just listened, watching, and try to understand the meaning. That's how I made the habit to watch it. I'm still watching because I like it. You know, even I didn't realize it that this is the process of learning. I just doing it for fun because I like to watching, listening. That's all. But this is called a practice. But I take it as a fun way, and I was very happy because I fun way I learn English. That's incredible. Things happen with me. But after watching all this process, I was like, this is a learning process. What? When I'm looking back, I think this is funny things. Nobody told me to do this. Nobody gave me a study plan. I discovered it by myself. Please ignore this voice. I discovered it by myself. And I feel very. I become more curious watching daily conversation, and that curiosity helped me to find more English content. Now I understand that I was getting used to hearing English. And I think that's the one reason English content becomes such an important part of my learning journey. So that's how I started watching English content. It wasn't a perfect plan, it wasn't something I decided to do one day. It's happened naturally. And I started with something I enjoyed, and it slowly became a habit and become a part of my learning journey. So that's my story. So if you're learning English, I hope my story remind you that learning doesn't always have to feel like a study. Sometimes you can learn through things you genuinely enjoyed. So that's it for today's video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.